Hey everyone, good morning, afternoon, depends on where you are, I suppose. It might even be the middle of the night, who knows? But we are on day 2 of our 5-day writing challenge. And today we are going to be talking about identity and limiting beliefs. And these are the things that I see authors getting hung up on no matter where they are in the stage of their writing career. Every author needs to look at these over time because you uncover some, get to another level, and find you have other things you have to deal with. So as we are going through this 5-day writing challenge, we are giving ourselves sort of this booster rocket little spurt of energy in the middle of January, where sometimes a lot of things have fallen off. We've sort of lost that New Year's resolution where everybody's sort of in it together and having this group energy. And so we want to do something that's a little bit more sustainable and help us get through our writing goals this year so we can accomplish the things we want to accomplish. And so let's start today with talking about limiting beliefs. And this is really tricky to deal with because a lot of times we don't spend time thinking about what we're thinking about. We don't examine our thoughts. There's a great book on this subject by Jon Acuff called Soundtracks. And he calls soundtracks those things that just sort of play in your head all the time, perhaps like a bad 80s mixtape if you are from that generation like I am. But we really do have these things that sort of play on auto repeat in our head, and we don't really spend time thinking about how did those thoughts get there and are they even really true? And so, especially around writing, there are a lot of beliefs like the starving artist or, I can't ever write that kind of thing because I'm not that kind of person. Um, or I'll never accomplish this thing, right? There's I'm a perfectionist, so I will never get past that. So I have to keep editing things until they are perfect. Let me tell you, I worked in traditional publishing. There's no such thing as a perfect book. Not going to happen. It just isn't. Right. And so there's a whole lot of sort of these ideas and themes that come around writing that we don't even really think about and we don't even really examine where they come from. So I would encourage you, if you're a journaler, maybe journal about what some of those ideas are that you might have, what sort of limiting beliefs. And even if you're not a journaler, just think about that. What kind of barriers are you putting up? What kind of limitations are you putting up around your writing? And then ask yourself, is that really true? And so one of the great ways to really sort of bring up some of these limiting beliefs is through our identity. And there in our brains, we like to have congruence between what we think of ourselves and our belief system and our action and our behavior. And so one of those things to think about is, do you identify as a writer? Are you a writer? Do you consider yourself a writer? Right? So if you write, you're a writer. Congratulations. That's all you have to do is just write, and then you are a writer. And then the second part of that, though, is to have that congruence is, well, what do writers do? Well, they write, right? It's not really that difficult. So think about that. Have you really embraced that identity? And does it show up in your behavior? And if you stop writing for a period of time, do you stop being a writer? How do you kind of think about those things? So I would think about that. So what kind of patterns do you have around sort of like self-judgment, failure, success, all of those things that might contribute to your thought patterns and also your identity as a writer? If you come up with any aha moments about this, I would love to hear about those in the comments. And then also, how does embracing the identity that I am a writer, how has that been freeing for you, or how has that changed the way you look at your work? I would love to hear about that in the comments as well. So that's the core of why we've done some of the things that we've done this week. Tomorrow, we are going to talk about the secret tool. I will tell you, it is fantastic. I love it. I use it all the time, and I think you will love it too. So stay tuned for that tomorrow. But for today, let's think a little bit about our identity and our limiting beliefs around our identity and see if we have any really interesting insights for that, and share them with the rest of us. All right. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye-bye.